Hello everybody, Mickey here, Hampshire Outdoors and Survival. So, welcome to the channel. Today we're up the woods and we're going to be covering bivvy bags and a bit of an advanced bivvy bag usage, which you could then translate to emergency survival, or if you were running an OP or something, it's a way of setting your bivvy bag up to give you an improved shelter, especially if you're not carrying a tarp or a tent. And do a bit of fire lighting. We're going to tie up the wax pads, give those a go, see how they work. Guys, we're nearly there, nearly 1,000 subscribers. Okay, once we get there, we got the giveaway. Pop over to the channel, have a look. We've got a couple of awesome prizes to give to you guys when we get to 1,000 subscribers. Join us on a Sunday night for our live chat. Come along, have a natter. There are hundreds of us. We all get together, we have a chat, we have a laugh, we have a joke, we share information. Some guys just sit back and watch and probably have a giggle, okay? But if you want to join in the chat, you can do. There's no real set format other than the fact that we're all outdoors people. Whether you're a prepper, a bushcrafter, a wild camper, a survivalist, okay? Whatever you're into, come along and join us. It's an open forum and we have a great time. Okay, so that's 2000 hours on a Sunday night, Hampshire Outdoors and Survival, the live chat. Come along and join us. And here, let's crack on. I'm going to walk away. Hello guys, Mick here, Hampshire Outdoors and Survival. So, a little bit of fire lighting, because I know we keep coming back to this, but it's one of the primary skills you've got to practice and you've got to get right and find what works for you. I'm not saying to you what I'm doing is right, I'm not saying what you're doing is wrong. What I'm saying is these are the methods I use. These are easy, simple methods. So it's a case of have a look at mine, take from mine, or have a look at somebody else's, take from theirs and practice with it until you get it where you want it. Now, so you can see my hands, you can see my little board there, okay, feather sticks. So there's a lot of talk about, you know, making your feather sticks perfect. So the technique for making a feather stick is find the grind, find a bit of wood and go slowly. Now as you can see, my knife's quite sharp, and what I tend to end up doing is slicing my feather sticks off. But I'm not too bothered by that, because again, all I'm making is a kindling. Okay, and the knack here when you're doing feather sticks is don't use too much pressure. Don't feel you've got to force the knife through. Let it do the work. Okay, and as you get more practice and you built a few up, you find that you've got a bit of a stopper, and you can start coming off the edges and you build your curls up. And that is the basics of fire sticks. Okay, and all that is practice. Now I'll try it with my other knife because it's a different grind. Somebody said to me different grinds. So that is a proper Scandi grind, and this is a double bevel or a double grind, so it has a secondary bevel on it. And it's a little bit harder, as you can see. But change the angle, find the biting point. Doesn't help, it's got a bit of a knot there as well. We'll come round. That's the other thing, is try and find a piece of straight grained timber. If you've got knots, it acts as a stop. There we go. So you've got that coming. So there you go, feather sticks. So it really doesn't matter what your knife is, as long as that grain in the wood's fairly straight. As you can see there where I was struggling, the two grains come together. If it's a fairly straight grain, and you start gently and slowly and work at it, you can produce your feather sticks. And it's just practice. And if you're like me, clumsy bugger, and you do that, don't flap about it. that's still feathers. It's still going to ignite and burn. So we've made a feather stick there. The other thing is, look around you, okay? So look for the tinder that's easiest to make. Now you can make 20 minutes making fire sticks. You can spend 5 minutes picking out this sort of material out of the hanging branches that's dead and full of resin, and in half the time produce your ignition or your tinder up to, by just working back down your stick, quite a reasonable level. Okay, now I'm not saying feather sticks are wrong, I'm saying feather sticks are right in that environment, or in an environment where you've got the material that you can work on. If you're in an environment where the wood is not conducive to making fire sticks, i.e. it's very knotty, or it's a very hard wood, okay, then don't make feather sticks. Find twigs, work through the twigs, okay, and produce, and take your time in fire lighting to build up and make your materials, your base materials. Otherwise, you get your ignition, your spark, your ignition, and you're running around like a blue-arsed fly, burning through material faster than you can reload it, and your fire goes out. So the actual art of making a fire is in the preparation. Just take the time, look round, find your materials, build your resources, prep it, get it ready, build it up in sizes. And you can tell that that's nice and dry, we'll have that. Okay, and build up your resources so you're ready to go. If you're working from logs, you've got bits of pine like that, okay, take the time to batten it down. Okay, so again, small knife, because I'm not going to use a big knife today, I'm just going to go with the basics, the sort of thing that everybody's going to have. Even a small piece of wood. Don't need to go at it like a mad thing. Prep your materials and get them where you need them to be. Now, I've seen quite a few people lighting fires and they got gorgeous bundles of feather sticks and then no tinder material or nothing to take it from that point on. Yeah, always just go up through your grades, make sure you've got everything you need to start your fire until you get to about thumb size. Once you get to thumb size, you can slow down, a bit less of a panic. But if you've gone out, spent the time processing the wood, getting it together, it's going to really help your fire lay. Okay, now we're going to be lighting a fire in the fire pit today, which is wet. It's very wet. The wood that's in there isn't particularly dry, so we're going to get a bit of smoke, we know that. We're going to get a bit of steam, okay, but we're going to work through it and push on. So here we go, one wax pad. Let's pull the fibres apart so we get some nice fibrous material. Okay, like that. Put that there. Let's take the ferro rod. There we go, that's away. So let's start with your feather stick, some light tinder, some pencil sticks. Okay, make sure the air can get through there and it can breathe, don't starve your fire out. Now the nice thing with the wax pads is they will burn for about 7 minutes. Okay, so that will get that fire going without a doubt. And again, by foraging, looking around, finding the drier materials, I stand a chance of getting this fire going. Build your fire slowly. There we go. Alright, we'll let that get going. Whilst that's getting going, I can go and process some more timber. Just where I wanted it. Right guys, so what we're going to do, we're now going to set up a simple shelter as I would in this environment if I was just using a bivvy. So the first rule, check the ground, make sure there's no nasty debris, there's nothing that's going to puncture your bag, puncture your bedding, damage your kit. Okay, I'm on a slope here, so I'm actually going to set my head end this way. Okay, wind's coming from this direction, so I want it to come from the back of the bag. Okay, simple as that. So we're going to set this up. What I'm going to do, I'm going to rig this to show you how quick it can be rigged, and then what we'll do is we'll have a look at the equipment that I've used to set it up. There we go. So right, so again, this shelter system can be improvised in many ways. So, as we said on the video the other day, first thing you always want to do, get your roll mat out. Now there's two ways of doing this. You can put your roll mat under your bag, you can put it inside your bag. Okay, personally I'm going to put it underneath my bag. Helps to keep my bag a little bit cleaner, a little bit drier, gives it a bit of protection from the outside. And again, your bivvy bag is Gore-Tex. It's only as good as having no holes. Once you've punctured it and you've got a hole in it, it will fill up, and even the smallest hole is going to become a problem. Water starts to collect, build up, because at the end of the day you've got to remember it's a bag. Okay, it will fill up. So I'm going to go between these two trees. I'm going to use those as my entrance. I'm going to have my feet at that end. So squash my mat out so that doesn't keep rolling up on me. You could peg that out if you wished. Right. First thing I'm going to do, using two bungees, bungee to that tree. Now you can paracord this, you could do anything you wanted to do. There's many tricks you could do. Think a bit logically about it. Now, roll my bag out. Place your bag upside down. Okay, so the long flap that would normally be where you put your head is uppermost. Now, we'll come back to these, we'll discuss these in a bit. bit of forethought and alignment. So, what have we got? Okie doke. So what we end up with, we end up with a nice tidy shelter. It's pegged down. The wind's coming in this way. You've got a wind deflection. Okay. Now this gives you a shelter with an overhang. So if you're doing a bit of admin, you can back into it. And again, you've got to back into it. And this is the bonus of the British bivvy over everybody else's. No zip. That's completely sealed. If you need to, you can lower the front here, okay? And if it really comes in bad, you can literally collapse that over yourself, okay? So you're pulling it over your head. Is it big enough? That's the next question. So I'm wearing a microphone, so you'll probably hear lots of rustling. You might even hear the odd swearing. So I'm 5'9", slightly rotund. I'm still on my hands and knees. Okay, feet are at the end. So let's be realistic. Let's move up a little bit. Yeah. So as a shelter, okay, as a shelter, this is perfect. It's going to give you, even with a lightweight sleeping bag, a barrier. Okay, you're going to create a vapor area between you and the shelter. It's going to keep the cold off a little bit better. As you can see, I'm back in, and my head is covered. In fact, I'm from under the cover. If I need to, I'll get my hexi stove going out here. I can get my brew kit on. Just be aware of your overhead cover. Get yourself sorted. Now you could lower this, widen it out slightly by pushing these sides out. Okay, make a very low level cover or shelter. Okay, keep the weather and crap off you. If you're in a lying up position, it's perfect. Okay, this gives you your sleep session. So whilst one of you is in the OP, or in the OP position, taking down information, setting up whatever. The other guy who's at rest, he's back in here, he's comfortable, he's dry, he's getting that bit of rest he needs, okay, ready to swap over. And you would share this, okay. Me and Mac will take out one of these if we're doing an OP, so have this one sleep system, okay, we'll share it. Why carry double amount of kit? You're going to have radios, you're going to have binos, you're going to have all the other equipment with you, so you're going to have to split it up into your team. If there's 4 of you, have 2 of these, okay. It's all sorted, all covered, okay. If you've got a Jason with you, unfortunately you're going to need 2 of these cut in half, stitched together. It's a big fella, okay. But again, and if push comes to shove, don't be embarrassed. If you have to get 2 of you into one of these, it's a hell of a squeeze, I can tell you now. But at the end of the day, it's about surviving, it's about keeping the weather off. But this is a favourite shelter system. And with the mat underneath, I can side sleep in here, okay, which is my preferred method, so I can side sleep reasonably comfortable. Yeah, it's the way to go. So there you go. That's how I like to use the British Army bivvy. We'll go round, have a look at the kit now. Okay, I'll cover these a bit more in depth on a video from home, but all they are is tarp clips, okay. A tarp clip bungee. This is the new bungee I'm using. I've changed to these Savage Island. I prefer these to the old standard military bungee because that's a hardened plastic. It doesn't pull off, doesn't pull out the way, and if it does let go, okay, it's not going to bury itself into my hand like a fish hook. Okay, they're even been designed so there's a bit of a ramp here so that if it does let go, it glances off. Okay. It's also been designed with break-off points around here. If you put too much force on it, it does go, it's going to shear there, okay? So yes, it will come belting back, but there's nothing to stab you. All right, brilliant bit of design, well done, Savage Island. Okie doke, so there you go. And do I need a tarp? Well, if you're in a position where you can put a tarp up and double it, yeah, of course you would. All the more protection. However, if you haven't got a tarp, you're moving light, you're moving efficiently, or you're getting into very cramped and confined conditions, that's a shelter to go with. Okie doke. UK Armed Forces bivvy, set up the wrong way up with tarp clips and bungees. Hi guys, Mickey here. Right, so let's do the outro. It's quite simple. The outro that I did up the woods wasn't happy with, so here we go. And I want to share some important information, so I'm going to rattle through this quite quick, and I will put out another video or a short or something explaining a bit better. Guys, first things first, kit that I use today, well, tarp clips. I use those. These are inexpensive to buy, okay. If you do get them with the shock cord, because when you've attached the clip to your tarp, your shelter, whatever you're using, that shock cord at your anchor point acts as a preload device. If the wind gets up or something falls on your shelter, somebody kicks a guy line, that elasticity stops your tarp, your shelter, or whatever you're putting up from tearing. Okay, brilliant bit of kit. Those are just called tarp clips, worth ordering, inexpensive, easy to get. Second thing I would like to go into, okay, recently I stopped, well, I haven't used bungees much in years, quite primarily because there is an issue with bungees. That's a standard military issue bungee, okay, the same as most of us buy in any shop that we can go into to get bungees. The downside of these is that's wire, and as you can see on this one, it's started to bend. That's what it should look like, that's what it looks like now. If this bungee fails, the anchor point fails or something gives, that accelerates away and it nearly always embeds itself into you somewhere, okay? It will fly through the air and catch you. These are terrible things when they go into people, and as Tommy said the other day on his video, okay, it's not an exercise if you don't hear a twang repeat and then followed by screaming, okay? These are quite dangerous and have to be used with respect, okay? That's why you don't see me use them that often on my videos. However, I have recently found a company And this company has thought about that problem and come up with an answer, and it's a brilliant and simple answer that I like very much. So you will see more bungees being used, and it's this. Okay, now this clip is designed with a ramp here, so if it is accelerating towards you, it's deflected away. It's very hard for that hook to embed itself into you. Okay, I like that. That's a simple idea. The other thing is they've also put break-off points on the actual hook itself. So those are failure points. So if that's put under a maximum load and it's going to fail, it snaps here, removing the hook. The hook's not flying towards you. It's just a piece of plastic. It will sting. I can't give it that. I'm not going to say it's not going to hurt. It will sting, but nothing's going to embed into you, causing a major injury. Okay. Now, I think that's an absolutely brilliant piece of design. It's a brilliant piece of engineering, and I like the fact that somebody's taken a problem, thought about it, and solved it. So Savage Island, get them on Amazon. You can get them through some of the suppliers. Yeah, absolutely brilliant. I really love that. And Savage Island, personally, I would like to thank you for removing that risk from me. Okay, brilliant piece of kit, brilliant piece of engineering. I might even be trying some of their other kit, because if they thought about that on something as simple as a bungee, I'd like to see what they've done with their other gear. Next point I've got to put out. Okay, it's quite simple. 1,000 subscriber giveaways coming up. Woohoo! So somebody's going to get the pack. Okay, that's got a first aid kit in it and a starter kit, and somebody's going to get the bush box. Now, I would like to point out this. If anybody contacts you and says there's a fee, there's an admin charge, there's postage or whatever, okay, either put the phone down or swear at them. That's my instruction to you. I will not charge anybody anything for getting this to them, no matter where they are. Okay, simple as that. I'll pick up that bill. Right, that's my gift to a subscriber to say thank you for the support. Now, you will know who has won this, because the first time it's announced will be on my channel. Nobody will be contacted beforehand. I won't be phoning people up or sending you an email saying you've won my prize, blah 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 blah. It will be announced on this channel. It will be announced firstly on the Sunday night live stream once we've got 1,000 subscribers, and secondly on a video following. Okay, so if you haven't heard it from my mouth, you haven't won it. Simple as that. Okay. Other than that, that's a little bit of a rant out of the way, but I've seen it happening on some other channels, and I don't want it happening to you guys. No, Mickey doesn't charge for anything. Guys, I hope you've enjoyed the video. I hope it was informative. Apologies to Jace. Right, he's not actually that big, but yeah, you've got to rib somebody somehow, haven't you? Anyhow, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you liked it. Get outside, have your adventures, have your fun, enjoy yourselves, get out into the woods. Yeah, do whatever you need to do, but more than anything, love those you do, forgive those you don't, and peace and light be upon you all. Guys, thank you very much for watching my video and for all the support. Please like, subscribe, share, do all that usual stuff. Stay safe, have your fun. Until next time, it's Mickey out.